We must know history so that we know the machinations of the people that we're dealing with. We know that they don't give up, and they won't give up unless we present such force that they really have to deal with us. And this is why I say it has to be done on three fronts, which is the legal, the moral, and what you might consider to be soul force, meaning that we must be invincible. In our own minds, we must be invincible. It's like the brother that goes into the starting blocks and he knows he's going to win the 100 meters. And he knows that he's going to break the record. And therefore he can throw it even when he gets to the tip. We've got to have that invincible quality so that when the man looks at us, he says, those brothers are serious. And we have to deal with it. We're not going to turn back. And we're doing it, not for Marcus Garvey, we're doing it for ourselves. Because Marcus Garvey represented the fullness of who we are as a people. He represented the agenda that we need, which is our own cultural determinism and the unity of African people all over the world. At the present time, there are 800 million Africans in Africa. And there are about 300 million of us in the diaspora, so we're a billion strong. Of course, we could be a billion weak, but I say we're a billion strong. And to a large extent, we don't know our strength because we haven't really stood up. We've been carrying the white man as our burden. We've been carrying him for centuries, and many of us have even gotten comfortable with the man on our backs. But this is why he's afraid, because he knows that if we stand up, he's going to fall down. Okay? Because a lot of his, you might say, riches and a lot of his position in the world is at the expense of African resources and African people. But we see the whole thing teetering because the European American is a materialist. And the material world is falling out from under him in many, many, many ways, philosophically, spiritually, and otherwise. But the best example, of course, is what is happening on Wall Street, because there are all these very wise people who used to say guinea gog back home. All these guinea gog people who thought they knew so much with all these hedge funds and all these derivatives and all this kind of business, making money out of nothing. Had no relationship to reality. Total illusion. Had nothing to do with productivity or real value, whether in the home or in terms of the factory. So that whole illusion now is falling. But you see, the man has always deluded himself, and has always lived by an illusion, the illusion of his superiority. There's no such thing. We're all equal. He came out of us. How could he be superior to us when he came out of us? So, that's an impossibility, but we have to internalize the understanding that we have the longest history and the longest culture, and we are as good as, if not better than, most other people in the world. I don't say that from a racist point of view, but I say that from the point of view that we were not only the originators of the human species, but the originators of civilization. And if you believe in an Almighty, you have to ask yourself, well, why would he kill that? Why would he make these people the first human beings? Why would he make them the creators of civilization? Why would he make them to populate the whole world? So we are the chosen people. So, don't forget that. Other people have tried to take that mantra of being chosen. I'm not sure what that is based on. When I say we're chosen, it's based on the fact that all the anthropologists and archaeologists and all kind of ologists can tell you, yes, humanity started on the African continent. Okay? And it's Africans that created civilization and populated the world. So when you start from there, you know that you're powerful people. You don't have to take it to any extreme to disrespect anybody else, but you have to appreciate and understand your own power and your own position in the world. And your position in the world is not stooped over, carrying a white man on your back. That's not what you were made for. That's not why you were created by your creator. Your position in the world is to stand up straight and look everybody in the eye and treat everybody with respect, and you expect them to treat you likewise with respect. That's what Marcus Garvey represented in the simplest form. I don't have time to tell you all about the UNIA and what he did and what he did not do, but the basic idea was self-identity, knowing who you are, and self-reliance and self-determination. And the time has come for that, for all of us, all the way from, the ghetto youth, if you want to call them that, to those who are in high places of government. Because many of them don't understand who they are. And I don't have to name names, you all know who those people are, whether they're in the Supreme Court or in other aspects of the Bush government and so on, or out of the Bush government. We must appreciate our power as a people. We have not unleashed our power as a people on the universe. Not for the last 1,000 years or more. And the universe is hungry for that power, because it's the power that is going to rebalance the universe, because it has been submerged and a negative power has been out there. So we need the positive power of us as African people out there to counterbalance and bring the world back into balance. And if it don't happen, Mother Earth will be destroyed, But before Mother Earth is destroyed, Mother Earth will destroy us, because we're living on Mother Earth. And if we continue to live in a way that damages Mother Earth is going to get rid of us. Mother Earth is going to shake our back and shake us off. So we better shake our back and shake them off before Mother Earth does it for us and includes us in that great transformation, which will be the 6th mass extinction that the world has known. We don't want to go through that because it's man-made. So we can do better than that. The whirlwind is here, and we have to understand that each of us must play our part in the whirlwind. Each of us is a Garvey, because he came for all of us. He didn't come for Julius, and he didn't come from Marcus Jr. He came, as you said in those days, for 400 million. Now we can say 1 billion strong. So you see how we are growing in strength, but we're not recognizing our strength. When we hold Marcus Garvey up, the world will respect us, because the world will know that we mean business. Because the only way to African liberation, whether it's at home or over here, the only way to African liberation is through self-determination. And it's through the gate that Marcus Garvey has opened, and it's with the plans that Marcus Garvey laid. So we just have to follow in his footsteps. He has done all of that preparatory work for us. It's up to us to be good students, devoted students, and have faith in the fact that we can overcome all obstacles. So let us, leave from here tonight knowing that our cause is just. And justice, like truth, across the earth will rise again. And it has taken time. I remember being in John Conyers' Judiciary Committee in 1987, myself, my brother, John Henry Clark, a number of other people, Tony Martin, etc. Speaking on behalf of the exoneration of Marcus Garvey. That's 20 years ago. So not a lot has moved in those 20 years. But I think that the word is getting out there. I'm pleased that we have a full house, Mr. Ambassador, and it was not publicized in that sense. But I'm also pleased that the UNIA and other groups have been seeking from different city councils exoneration statements, and in places like Detroit and Philadelphia and Hartford and Lauderhill, Florida, and so on. The city councils have come up with these resolutions proposing and sponsoring the exoneration of Marcus Garvey. What will happen? Okay, because Marcus Garvey is still one of the most closely guarded secrets in the world. He's closely guarded from black people. Because, at the conference this morning, a young man was saying that he had a AAUC portfolio in his arm, and of course it had the picture of Africa, the outline of Africa on it, and African American Unity Caucus, and he was on the subway. He says, large number of white people wanted to know, what's that? And he said, not one black person came up to him and said, what's that? So, we're still clouded in terms of our understanding. And this is what Marcus Garvey is going to do for us. He said that he came to bring about a revolution, but it was not a shooting revolution. It was a revolution of the mind. It was a mental revolution. And to, as Brother Bob, or poet, phrased it, liberate your mind from mental slavery. And when we have liberated our minds from mental slavery, then our spirit will come alive, because it is waiting to come alive. It could not be destroyed in the middle passage. It's there, and it's waiting to come alive. And it's been there for 200,000 years, and it needs to be expressed. And it needs to be expressed with joy and with celebration, because that's what our people need, and that's what the world needs. And there will be a great argument, you see, and this is the good thing about the exoneration. The longer it is suppressed, then the more pressure there is for the exoneration. And then when it happens, the more discussion there is going to be as to why this happened. How could this have happened? Why did it take so long? Why is it that here in these United States of America, this is the only place where Marcus Garvey is dishonored? I was in Ghana this August, and Marcus Garvey is honored there all the time. They brought me over there, they invited me over as a Joseph on the behalf of my family and my father, to honor the diasporans who have done great things for Africa. And he's been on stamps in Africa. Every African leader knows who Marcus Garvey was, and have read Marcus Garvey and been inspired by Marcus Garvey at some point in time. At least every good African leader. And the same thing in the Caribbean. We heard the ambassador talking about that. Although in the Caribbean we didn't know about Marcus Garvey in schools. But that is changing to a significant degree. And this is what is necessary, and this is why we have to keep up the fight, because Marcus Garvey and what he stood for is what every African person has to know and also stand for, because that's the basis of our humanity, the dignity of ourselves as human beings. That's what Marcus Garvey stood for. And we cannot be less than the human beings that we were designed to be. We were not designed to be slaves. We were not designed to be inferior. We were not designed to bow down to anyone. We were designed to express our full God-given potential. So let us leave here with the understanding that in holding Marcus Garvey up, we hold ourselves up, and indeed we shall overcome.